Eli Pariser, the author of The Filter Bubble, What the Internet is Hiding from You, explains in his book how the Internet has been personalized, its seemingly negative effects, and offers a new vision in which we can use these progressions of the web to our advantage. December 4, 2009 marked an important date for the Internet. On this day, Google would start using 57 signals to learn about you and use these findings to tailor search results and ads to what you may possibly be interested in most, all from your previous search results and anything you may have clicked on. Many other websites and companies have then started personalizing the information displayed to its users. From Amazon to Facebook, the advertisements, suggested sites, videos, and news articles are all being shown to you because of any previous interest you've shown, all from clicking on related links. Personalization is indeed beneficial. These algorithms and signals sift through the enormous amounts of information that is provided on the Internet for us and direct us towards the results that, from our history, are proven to be more interesting or relevant and give us the results that we most likely want. However, Pariser notes that though these algorithms think about what we want to see, its results are not necessarily what we need to see. Yes, we're being shown links, ads, and news that we may find interesting, but because of this personalization, we're also being neglected of other types of important information. This isolation from other information that disagrees with our viewpoints and holds less interest for us all because of an algorithm guessing what we would be most interested in seeing is then called a filter bubble. Being inside this filter bubble then poses personal and cultural problems. Pariser then goes on to point out that there are 3 unavoidable details from being in your own filter bubble. First off, we can no longer have this viewpoint of a shared community within a filter bubble, as we're now in it alone, as personalization strips away any sense of shared experience. Secondly, Pariser states the filter bubbles as invisible, since we don't know why we get the results we do. We don't know the agendas behind the websites, or how biased they are, or what criteria determines what information we're subjected to. We don't even know if their assumptions that determine us as a person are correct. Lastly, we have no choice in the matter. No matter what, these websites will put us into our own filter bubble, not even giving us an option on what information we will be exposed to, or what personalized filters websites use, and steadily become harder and harder to avoid. On top of the problems of a filter bubble, the fact that this whole system is run and determined by computers and algorithms poses as a problem too. Originally, people were the ones to sift through this information and decide which material would be most important and relevant for web users. Over time, though, this task has been handed over to technology. While it is easier for technology to take a hold of this duty, they also don't have the same kind of scrutiny as a human would that would deem whatever information most beneficial for users. On top of all this, companies are battling for our personal data we provide on websites that don't promise to keep it to themselves. What they do with this data is from the information you give, they can provide ads specifically targeted to your interests, which have a much better chance of you actually buying them then. The problem that stems from this is that while targeted advertising isn't necessarily a bad thing, it does bring to light how much we lack privacy on the Internet. It is a cause of concern to know that 96% of Americans' data is being easily found and sold, and we're not even aware of what is always being done. Also, through personalization, not only are we being shown ads that are supposedly most interesting to us, we're also not being shown ads that these algorithms think we may not want to see. But if their assumptions of ourselves are incorrect, we may be missing out on products that we otherwise might like. After all, we're only being shown the things we want to see and things related to these pieces of knowledge. With these constraints and us being unable to avoid our filter bubbles, we have less opportunity to chance upon these other kinds of knowledge that may bring insight and learning, Pariser says. Exploration of the Internet gradually becomes smaller and smaller, and the views we are exposed to become narrower and narrower, when one may have originally thought that we have endless access to the World Wide Web. Being denied this information then can hinder society in numerous ways. Pariser declared that the structure of our media affects the character of our society. If this is so, the media we're exposed to on the Internet shapes society today as it is a great majority of where people get their news and seek information. But since we're only being subjected to a small portion of the vast amounts of information it provides, it is obvious that we're being denied crucial bits of information that could otherwise spark creativity, share and progress ideas, increase worldliness, and make us informed citizens, all of which are important. Pariser recognized the problems with the filter bubble as well as the benefits for both a personalized and unfiltered Internet. He then proposed to have companies be clearer with their filtering methods and give balance to search results and recommendations by presenting more variety. He also believes that the government should intervene by regulating the information mediators along with making sure that people have control over their own data. Altogether, this vision would create a web that is personalized to our tastes, grants us privacy, and offers the sense of having information at our fingertips that otherwise may have been lost.